I got my 3 note cards right here, and an audience of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people. Good evening, everybody, and I thank you all for coming. I would like to begin by saying that at the end of the speech there will be a 2 to 3 minute question and answer period, so if you have any questions, please save them for that time. For thousands of years, people have been practicing various techniques to harmonize the mind, body, and soul with the universe. And throughout time, people ask themselves questions such as, what is the meaning of life? What is the purpose of life if there is one? And is it possible to develop greater happiness, clarity, and peace? The yogis of ancient India sought answers to these questions by experimenting from the inside out with their own mind, bodies, and breath. My name is Blake Gardner, and I'm a certified yoga teacher, and I've been practicing for almost 15 years, and I can testify to the profundity of these practices. Today, we will be talking about Hatha Yoga, the origins, practice, and benefits. First, let us go back in time to the golden age of ancient India. Joe Fleming, author of How Yoga Practice Aids Many Age-Related Illnesses in Older Adults, published in Positive Health number 243, says, Yoga is a system of disciplines and techniques anywhere from 5,000 to 10,000 years old that originate from the Vedic traditions of India. Hatha means sun and moon, and it's about balancing the polarities within ourselves or uniting opposites of our energy and bodies and mind. In the Yoga Sutras, Patanjali synthesized and consolidated the various techniques of yoga that were going on at the time into a system of 8 limbs. The 8 limbs of yoga include universal ethical principles, observances, physical postures, breath control techniques, sense withdrawal, concentration, meditation, and meditative absorption. We will go more in depth into the first 2. The ethical principles are to be nonviolent, truthful, non-stealing, to conserve one's energy, and to be non-possessive. The observances are cleanliness, also known as purity, contentment, discipline, to study oneself and the scriptures, and surrender to a higher power. David Orodiso, author of Patanjali's Yoga Sutras and the Alchemical Process of Individuation, published in Philosophy East and West, Volume 65, Number 4, reminds us that in the Yoga Sutras, Patanjali defines the goal of yoga as the stilling of the changing states of the mind, also known as chitta, vritti, and nirodha, or consciousness, fluctuations, and restraint. And that leads to a lack of craving or desire towards sense objects, and it's the way in which the seer or practitioner will fix his mind in pure awareness. So, from ancient times to the present, people have been practicing these techniques of yoga, and they've developed over time. Misha and Dash quote the 15th century sage Swami Svatmarama in an overview of Hatha Yoga postures published in Research Journal of Humanities and Social Sciences as saying, one cannot be successful in yoga by merely talking about it, reading about it, or by wearing attractive dress. Success comes only by practice. And it's very common nowadays for people to understand yoga to just be the postures and the asanas. They just think that that's all that there is to yoga, when in fact, these postures were just the third of the 8 limbs, and their original intention was just to strengthen the body in preparation for meditation and higher pursuits. And a deep philosophical mindset that they used to have while practicing these is that it's, as you take on the forms of like lowly insects to high sages and mountains and trees and all the different postures, that it's the one life force and breath that flows through all these creations, so it kind of develops a sense of unity within the meditative practitioner. And aspects that are not typically considered by Western practitioners but were a very important part of yoga originally are that such things as alcohol, excessive talking, violence, anger, attachment to sensual pleasures, and keeping bad company are to be avoided. Vegetarian diet, sweet speech, faith, perseverance, devotion to attaining knowledge, confidence, and respect for a teacher are to be cultivated. And from practicing these very techniques, benefits do come. According to Cohen and Adams, author of Yoga Research, Physical and Perceptual Benefits of Yoga Asana Practice, results of a pilot study published in Journal of Bodywork and Movement Therapies, volume number 9, there was 26 healthy adults ranging from age 26 to 58 that were evaluated before and after a 6-week period. And for the 6 weeks, for 2 times a week, 75-minute sessions, they practiced yoga. And at the end of it, there was a significant increase in general well-being, in particular things such as anxiety, depression, general well-being, strength, and flexibility were all increased. So just by slowing down and stretching, there's a lot of positive ripples and things that come from these practices. And a great one is deep relaxation. Just the fact of being deeply calm and relaxed is a very good one unto itself. But if you remember at the beginning, the main benefit is also the goal, which is stilling the changing states of the mind that Patanjali stated way back when. And the calm mind equals a tranquil awareness. And from this you get contentment. And as you become more content, craving falls away, and preventing entanglement and more desire. And so even the yogi is encouraged to practice without concern for the benefit. There is, in fact, many benefits. Ancient India. We've come from ancient India to exploring the sacred manuscripts to contemplating the benefits. And from this, I hope you've all developed a deeper understanding of what Hatha Yoga is. And when the goal is achieved, the practitioners come full circle and dwells in pure consciousness. So if there's any questions that any of you have had from this, please feel free to ask them at this point. We have 2 minutes.
What is your favorite part of Hatha Yoga? Like, what is it? You talk about the 8 limbs. What connects to you the most?
I guess the meditating at the end, which is more, because they're kind of systematic and they kind of build on top of each other. It's believed that, you start there, it's in order, it's not just a circle, So first you develop, being a good person, then you develop good habits and discipline, and then you work on the body, and then, so they're all important, you need each one, they each build on top of one another, but I guess for me, the end, goal, I've only been good at meditating, I haven't fully had the full experience of cosmic consciousness or anything from it yet, but yeah, I have to say that. Yeah,
is that the beginning? If I was to start, that would be the calming.
Well, yeah. First. In classical times, first you would master the 5 yamas that we spoke about. So you'd really try and embody nonviolence in all of its aspects and truthfulness and those types of things. And once you've mastered those, then you would start working with making sure that cleanliness was something that was very prevalent in your life, and that you were very disciplined with and you took time to study and these things, and then you would be taught postures. But nowadays people mostly just start with the postures, and that's usually where it stays with people. And there's nothing wrong with that, but that's just kind of what it is in the West right now, in modern times.
Meditation is more of like self-discipline?
So they're progressive. So, after you've, gotten the body strong, then you work with different breathing practices, and you start working with the breath and controlling that. And, then you withdraw your senses in, and then you focus on concentrating. And then once you have concentration down, then you seek to meditate. So that's kind of what it is. It's progressive like that.
Interesting.
All right.
Thank you.
Well, thank you all very much. I appreciate you coming, and have a good evening.